Topic 11. Risk and Internal Control Governance. Risk and internal control governance is a fundamental pillar of enterprise value creation and sustainable corporate leadership. In an increasingly complex business environment characterized by geopolitical uncertainty, cyber threats, regulatory change, technological disruption, climate risk, and volatile financial markets, organizations must establish robust governance systems that protect assets while enabling strategic growth. The modern Chief Financial Officer, CFO, has evolved from a financial steward into an enterprise risk leader responsible for integrating governance, risk management, compliance, and internal controls into strategic decision-making and organizational performance management. The primary objective of risk and internal control governance is to provide reasonable assurance that organizational objectives will be achieved while maintaining ethical conduct, regulatory compliance, operational efficiency, financial integrity, and stakeholder confidence. Effective governance does not eliminate risk. Rather, it enables organizations to identify, assess, manage, and monitor risks in a structured manner while supporting informed risk-taking that creates long-term enterprise value. Enterprise Risk Management, ERM, provides the foundation for modern risk governance. Instead of managing risks independently within separate departments, ERM adopts a holistic approach that evaluates strategic, operational, financial, technological, legal, environmental, and reputational risks across the entire organization. CFOs collaborate with executive leadership and boards of directors to establish enterprise risk appetite, define governance responsibilities, prioritize key risks, and ensure that mitigation strategies are aligned with corporate strategy and long-term objectives. Strategic risks have become increasingly significant in today's global economy. Technological disruption, artificial intelligence adoption, changing customer expectations, competitive innovation, supply chain vulnerabilities, geopolitical instability, inflation, and sustainability transitions all create uncertainties that may significantly affect enterprise performance. Modern CFOs integrate strategic risk analysis into capital allocation, investment evaluation, mergers and acquisitions, digital transformation initiatives, and long-term financial planning to improve executive decision-making under uncertainty. Internal control systems provide the operational mechanisms that support governance objectives. Internal controls consist of policies, procedures, approval processes, segregation of duties, authorization frameworks, reconciliation activities, technology controls, and monitoring mechanisms designed to ensure reliable financial reporting, operational effectiveness, legal compliance, and protection of organizational assets. Rather than serving solely as compliance mechanisms, effective internal controls create organizational discipline, improve process quality, reduce operational risk, and strengthen management accountability. The internationally recognized three lines model has become a widely adopted governance framework for risk and internal control management. Operational management represents the first line of accountability by identifying and managing business risks through effective processes and controls. Risk management and compliance functions provide the second line by establishing governance policies, monitoring control effectiveness, and supporting management oversight. Internal audit functions operate as the third line by providing independent assurance to executive leadership and the board regarding the effectiveness of governance, risk management, and internal control systems. Together, these three lines strengthen organizational resilience and governance effectiveness. Technology has significantly transformed both risk management and internal control governance. Artificial intelligence, robotic process automation, continuous auditing, predictive analytics, cloud computing, cybersecurity monitoring systems, and integrated governance platforms enable organizations to identify emerging risks more rapidly and monitor control effectiveness in real time. Automated control testing, exception reporting, and continuous transaction monitoring reduce manual effort while improving accuracy, transparency, and responsiveness. Digital governance enables finance organizations to move from periodic compliance reviews toward continuous enterprise assurance. Cybersecurity governance has emerged as a critical area of CFO oversight. As organizations increasingly rely on digital platforms, cloud infrastructure, artificial intelligence, and interconnected ecosystems, cyber incidents can create significant financial, operational, legal, and reputational consequences. CFOs work closely with chief information officers, risk committees, and boards of directors to evaluate cyber investments, strengthen digital controls, oversee business continuity planning, and ensure that cybersecurity risks are incorporated into enterprise risk management frameworks. Environmental, social, and governance (ESG) considerations have further expanded governance responsibilities. Climate-related financial risks, supply chain sustainability, human capital management, diversity initiatives, ethical business conduct, and responsible governance practices increasingly influence investor expectations and regulatory requirements. CFOs integrate ESG risks into enterprise risk assessments, performance measurement systems, capital allocation decisions, and integrated reporting frameworks, recognizing that sustainable governance contributes directly to long-term enterprise value and stakeholder trust. Strong governance also depends upon organizational culture and ethical leadership. Effective risk management cannot rely solely on policies and control procedures. It requires a culture of accountability, transparency, integrity, and responsible decision-making throughout the enterprise. CFOs play an important leadership role by promoting ethical financial management, encouraging risk awareness, strengthening governance education, and fostering collaboration between finance, operations, technology, compliance, and internal audit functions. Ultimately, risk and internal control governance provides the foundation upon which sustainable enterprise value is built.